Hey guys, TC here with another tank review for you today. Last week we looked at the OI Experimental, the Tier 5. Today we're going to look at the next tank up in that line, which is the OI. This is the Tier 6 Japanese heavy tank. This is basically the same weight as an E100 and about the same size, give or take, at Tier 6. Yeah, it's pretty big. As you can see, we have a Tier 7 150mm howitzer Type 96 gun fitted. The best thing to compare this to is the KV2, the old Derposaurus. The KV2 is still the king of derp in a lot of people's hearts, and I can appreciate why. However, a KV2 cannot one-shot an OI. An OI can. Yeah, so I'll let that sink in and we'll go through the rest of it. As you can see, I've decked it out, a fetching camo job, the Union Jack flags as usual. The crew, as we can see, are not fantastic, but they're pretty good. We've got 6 cents and 8 to 9% repairs. Repairs across everybody else. Then I'm going with Deadeye. We're going with Controlled Impact because the OI is great for ramming people. It might not be that quick, but it is still good for ramming. 80% on situational awareness, so we can get a much bigger view range. Again, 83% on its situational awareness on the second radio operator. They're quite unique. They have 2 radio operators, the Japanese tanks, and the loader has safe stowage. My setup for the tank is it's a super heavy spall liner, vents, and a rammer. I then load 40 HE shells, 10 heat and 10 AP. You don't really fire the AP from this. You can do when you are top tier, but because of the gun's, well, let's call it poor accuracy at 0.58, you don't really want to be firing AP from this thing. HE is the ammunition of choice, and if you do take part in Tier 6 clan wars, heat is also a very viable option this, but you do have to place your shells very carefully. You do have a big hit point pool to rest on though, so it's not too bad. The tank's been given a nickname by the World Tanks community as Big Mama. As you can see, we have a small pair on the front there. I've got my first mark of excellence on the tank, and I'm currently at 73.09% working towards the second. I play it quite a bit with my friends in the clan. It's a bit of a relaxing tank, and as such I use large repair kit, I use large med kit, and I run the premium food consumable. That gives me a reload of just over 20 seconds. I could improve that with BIA on the crew, which I'm hoping to do as the next skill. Now, I don't run a fire extinguisher on this tank, simply because I can't remember the last time I was set on fire on this tank. You know, touch wood, it won't happen again, but you know, it doesn't seem to get set on fire. How do you take these tanks down? A lot of people are asking. Frontally, you're talking about 150mm of armor, and as you can see, the lower plate is very well sloped. Even the upper plate is well sloped, the lower plate is well sloped. The 2 turrets, which look like weak points and are from some angles, frontally they're quite angled, so that's not too good either. And even this upper plate here, it might only be 150mm and look quite flat, but with the slight incline there, it just pushes it over for some tanks to be able to penetrate it frontally. And the turret has got just as much armor all the way around, and again, they look like flat, but as you can see from the top, we've got angled sides here. A little bit of turret rotation every now and then as you're driving along does wonders to bounce shells on this thing. The weakest point is this flat block here, and you're talking about the line that runs along here. As you can see, this rivet line here and up, this is the weak point for this tank, so you want to be on its flank. Once you're on its flank as well, an OI cannot shoot down on the side, cannot shoot down at you while you're at its side. It just doesn't have the gun depression. As you can see, because of the notch in the gun here, that actually is just over the side of the tank. You can't actually depress the gun enough to shoot people once they are flat against your side, and that's pretty much game over. Then you can just rip the OI apart very quickly. I always find it quite interesting on the Japanese tanks. As you can see, we do have some rear lights and a number plate as well. So this is taxed and tested, officer. The gameplay you're going to see is actually my ace tanker in this tank. I've aced it not too long ago. Some shots that I found absolutely amazing, and I will point these out in the game. So with that said, what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into the replay, and we're going to watch this thing in action. Okay, guys, here we go. Let's kick into the replay. As you can see, I'm in a 3-man platoon here with Vorpal Chicken and Greeny MI from the Bull Clan. Not really the best of matchups this. We are bottom tier, it's a tier 8 game. Roughly half of each team is tier 8s. So we'll speed up the replay. We're there waiting to load in. Chicken does a little bit of clan spam at the start, so I do apologise for that. And off we go. So as you can see, not the quickest tank, is a bit of a lumbering beast, but we start moving forward. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the route I usually take, which is through the F5, F6, F7 area. That's my preferred route. Quite a rare tank you see there just going past us. That's the Kanonen Jagdpanzer. I do have that vehicle as well. I may do a review on it, but it's never been back in the gift shop since, so not too sure. So as we can see, a little bit of terrain gets in the way there, but because of our weight and engine power, we just cruise over. As you can see, I just cruise past the gap here, and we catch sight of an IS. And then we get spotted. So straight away into cover. There's 2 artillery on the opposition, and because this is such a big inviting target, we don't want to be engaged by them. So I'm pushing here, and as I put the corner here, on the minimap, you'll see a target appear shortly. There it is. Yeah, we have a waffle sighted. We have a HE loaded. We have a big gun. I head to the corner with a slight angle. We pop. We can just see the corner here. We wait for the aim. We fire. 976 damage to that tier 8 tank destroyer. And there's the opposition OI. We just need time to see him get killed. The RHM's there now on 124 hit points. That's just what HE does to this. We stop and wait because we think we're going to get flanked by the AMX-48. However, the AMX-48 isn't going to cause any problems. We take a big shell in the side from the RHM, and we know we're probably going to take another. I go past, I think about looking towards the IS, but he's gone round the corner. So we're casually driving forward, bit of auto aim, boom. Good night, Mr. RHM. And we took him for his full health. Take note of the ISU over here. A quick fact for you. The ISU has 90mm of front hull armour. I want you to bear that in mind, okay? As you can see, the M12 there is calling us a noob Tim. Very astute of you, sir. So, ISU, he's not looking our way. Oh, he's turning. He's turning. We have a shot. Yep. We just penned with HE to an ISU 152. That has 90mm of armour out the front. He immediately comes chasing after us. Now I do not expect to survive this encounter. We angle a bit, and he bounces off us with the BL-10. We wait, we plant our shell through the lower hull, so we've just blocked 750 damage, we've dealt 2110, and we've taken out 2 very dangerous tier 8 tank destroyers. And people wonder why you play this tank. We're up to 3.4k WNA, and as you can see, Greeny there with a lovely long range shot takes out the AMX, and now it's a race between me and Greeny. Who's going to get the kill on the IS-2? The CDC there expressing his displeasure. Nothing we can do about that, mate, sorry. As you can see though, thanks to running the premium food consumable and having a better crew, we're able to push forward. Greeny lands a lovely shot though at 362 hit points. And here we go. Cue the Jaws music. We auto aim. We're hitting for 307. We're tweaking. We're angling. Ram successful. And Greeny pops in for a quick push there. So just over 4 minutes 10 seconds there. We took out 2 tier 8 TDs and 2,597 damage. And that's not all. So let's go to the post-game battle results. Here's the post-game battle results for that game. As you can see, the Mastery badge, the Bruiser badge, the Duelist, the Fire for Effect, and because we're driving a Japanese tank, the most honourable of badges, the Kamikaze medal. 45,993 credits earned with 6,018 experience. Now this was a ×3 though, so that was a pretty awesome net result for this tank. And as you can see, a WNA of 6.6k that game. Team score, as you can see, myself and Greeny top of the tree there. I came out with a base XP of 1337 for my 2,597 damage, which is actually the highest on the team. Considering we're in a tier 8 game, you can see how competitive this tank is, but we did get very lucky on the ISU and the RHM, both of whom we shut down very early on, and were all able to get a small amount of damage off. As you can see, shots fired 5, penetrations and direct hits were 5, damage blocked by armor 750. The bounce we managed to get from the ISU there was a really good stroke of luck, and even with the premium food and even with the slight damage we took to the vehicle and our ammo, we were able to make 19,648 credits. So as a follow-on from the OI Experimental, this doesn't feel as broken as the OI Experimental does at tier 5, as you saw in the previous review last week. It feels very balanced. I know it's bizarre because I've just walked around and I've just done a couple of kills at tier 8 and topped a tier 8 team. It does feel very balanced because you've got to juggle that 20-second reload. The front arm rod, though it's good, isn't fantastic. There are weak spots, you've just got to find them. It's not very mobile, it's not very quick, but it's good enough. It's more than adequate for the job. And obviously with that monster damage output, it's actually very, very, very competitive. If you're grinding down the Japanese line, it's definitely one that I would consider keeping along with the OI Experimental. Main reason being, you can earn good credits with this, and that'll allow you to just quite simply earn money, and at the end of the day that's what keeps you going in the game. So if you've liked this review, please click that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitch as well if you've never seen us here before, and we'll catch you all later, guys. See ya. Bye.